Yeah, 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 yeah. Big man thing. Don't it? Ooh. Me G them say. Top dog not the place, top dog not the place. Chop a city, cut the tail off the rat, cut the head off the snakes. Top dog not the place, top dog not the place. Can't style it up, better watch your mouth, cause we are running road, east, west, north, south. Money flip, cash rule everything around me. The vision when me get a couple million on me bank account. Anything me can afford, me want every time me touch the road. Me got me pocket load, feeling like me floating on the highest cloud. With the chopper load, yeah you know the code. We be smoking loud. Yeah. Big man thing, don't it? Ooh. Me G them say. Top dog na the place. Chop a city, cut the tail off the rat, cut the head off the snakes. Top dog na the place.
Everybody, and welcome to our first episode after a very rocky start, because you know how these technical things happening. We've been planning this thing now for weeks, and it's enough hiccups. But where there's a will, there is a way. Holy Manuel, good. My name is Maurice E.K. Flanders, and this is my show, my online show, by the matter of fact. And it's going to be a very long series. Let's get started. What's happening in St. Kitts and Nevis? A lot of shit. A whole heap of shit. And when you tune into this show, what you're going to get is something real. As the show suggests, it's let's get real. So if you're easily offended, if you're the kind of person who doesn't take too lightly to words like shit and ass and fuck and all those lovely, colorful words, you might as well turn off now. For my Christian folk who are locked down, though, you might not get too much of them, but you'll get them from time to time, because that's how we express ourselves. And you might say, oh, it's so lewd, it's so rude. But let me remind you what happened in the news this week. A very prominent man in society, a PS, a permanent secretary, which is probably one of the highest positions you could probably achieve in the civil service, was convicted of sexual assault. You hear? And I'm sure that he is prim and proper and don't use certain curse words and probably goes to church every single Sunday with his lovely wife. But he was convicted for sexual assault. And the news on the road is that it's something that he's accustomed to do from since a long time. Since, well, he was a teacher, I'm told. I'm not so true how true it is, but saw here. You know, truly was saw here. But anyhow, it just goes to show you that some of the things that we find a little bit lewd and rude in society is basically bullshit. Because if you're going to tell me that I can't use curse words because it's lewd, but yet when you look at the news and you see what's happening in the Catholic Church and all these priests are being accused of sexually molesting children, makes you stop and think. We're focusing on the wrong set of things. So, kudos to all involved, the prosecutors, the police force for the investigation, the witnesses, public prosecution. Big up to them. I hope that we see more cases like these being tried, brought before a court, and these nasty motherfuckers get off the street and spend some lovely time in HMP. Yes? Good. What else is happening in the news? We saw this week another edition of the Dog and Pony Show of Team Shitty. That we just gotta call it for what it is. Let's just be real. While some may say that the government is doing absolutely well, and I could agree with them on certain fronts, it's one big shit show. Take a look at the the recent press conference held by the Prime Minister. Now, I've been privy to lots of press conferences from leaders around the world. And most recently, we had press conferences with the former Prime Minister, where him alone used to hold these press briefings where the press would come and field questions and he would update you on what's going on. They would ask him. Even though sometimes he would carry around the road, ring a rosy, and ain't answer none of the damn question. At least he was there to answer the questions them, and you could have put questions to him, even though some of them were bullshit. Let's just be real. But in recent times, what we have is an MC. The press conferences in St. Kitts and Nevis got 2 MC. Big ups to Miss Jacqueline Bryan. She's doing an excellent job. But she's just handing over to the other MC for the evening, which is our Prime Minister. The right, well, eventually he'll be right when he decides to marry to somebody. Don't know when that can be. But anyhow, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris. This man gets into a press conference and he's fielding questions to the different ministers and the different functionaries. And it appears to me that this man is on a bit of a streak where he doesn't want to be held accountable for anything that he says. And we all know that he never said nothing. Whether he said or he ain't said. Recently you saw where he said that he paid $800,000 for vaccine and then went in Parliament and said he didn't say so. So, there you have it. But the most interesting part of the press conference, the highlight of the press conference, was when a question was posed by our very own Andre Huey, who directed a question to the Deputy Prime Minister, not knowing, and no fault of his, because who really knows these things from time to time based on how government runs, they disseminate and distribute blame around the table. So he asked a question to the Deputy Prime Minister, which was not in the Deputy Prime Minister's portfolio or ministry. And the Prime Minister, whether he knew or he ain't know, and I think that he knew, got up and decided to put the question to the Deputy Prime Minister. And the Deputy Prime Minister, in grad SP fashion, get up and said, in short, this is not my ministry, this is not my question. But however, the PS for the ministry that it falls under, which is your office, the office of the Prime Minister, is here. And so she should come and answer. What kind of cock and bull? It's nothing short of laughable. But it is what we have. And that leads us to our final happening in what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Carlton Elroy Emmanuel Rastafari Whitlocks Jupan is out of Sugar City Rock. Where he going next? Nobody knows. But you know he will go somewhere. Mr. Jupan is a very prominent businessman hailing out of the great state of Sandy Point. Hub. And everybody knows Mr. Jupan. He is very, how should I put this? Militant with his politics. And we all know he has no qualms about spending his money on giving raise and supporting the community and supporting people and even politicians. Last election, he's quoted as saying that he spent $100,000 promoting and campaigning for Team Unity. And he's correct. Mr. Emmanuel Jupan would be on every single radio station from morning to night. He journeyed over to Queen City, Nevis, then catch a boat, come back down to do a next show on the next radio station. When he done that, went to another radio stations, and this went on for weeks. And sorry, we all know that the campaign was about good governance. He chastised Denzel Douglas, he chastised the former Labour administration to the hilt, him and Washi, peace be unto his soul. along with Dwyer and the rest of them, to bring down Douglas. And then when they saw what they were giving to St. Kitts and Nevis, they said, hey, something wrong. Terry jumped ship early o'clock. Clecton Phillip, who was the press secretary. How much press secretary Timothy done had now so far? But he and Trump running tight when it comes to this press secretary thing, and how much people done resign and how much people done get fired, you know. Well, we got we own Trump down here. One big shit show. But anyhow, let's get back to the point. So, yeah, those guys decided that, no, this is not what we campaigned for. And so they jumped ship early. And Mr. Jupan made a very, 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 very broad declaration that we need a new election right now. And some of the Pamites and the Unity people didn't take so kindly to that. And so they are pressuring the young man. And so in Grand Jupan style, he opted to come off of the People and radio station, which, by the way, he's buying his airtime, paying his airtime. So where he will land next and continue his onslaught, because even though he is calling out some of the things that he said he sees wrong, he still decided he voting for Akila Boyron Nisbet. And when we go over into the other segment of the show, we're going to delve a little deeper into entertainment, into health, and more so mental health in the midst of this pandemic. So we're going to pause for a little break, and then we're going to come right back and get into the meat of the matter of the show. This is Let's Get Real. Stick around for more. Blessed love.
Yeah. Big man thing, don't it? Me G them say. Top dog not the place, top dog not the place. Chop a city, cut the tail off the rat, cut the head off the snakes. Top dog not the place, top dog not the place. Can't style the talks, better watch your mouth, cause we are run the road, east, west, north, south. Money flip, cash rule everything around me. The vision when me get a couple million on me bank account. Anything me can afford, me want every time me touch the road. Me got me pocket load, feeling like me floating on the highest cloud. With the chopper load, yeah you know the code. We be smoking loud.
So, folks, welcome back on the other side. Numbers ain't looking too bad. I hope everything is okay on the outside with you guys. This is Let's Get Real. And I just want to explain a few things before we go any deeper into our show this evening. Some people asking, why we are doing this. And I want to give you a bit of a backstory to it, because I think it's only fair that we be real. So, we good with audio? What story this? Folks, hold on just a quick second. We're getting a little bit of bad feedback here, so we're going to sort that out and we're going to get back to you. All right, so hopefully we got that audio sorted out and we good to go. All right, so yeah, we good. Sorry about that, folks. You know how these things pan out sometimes. Technical issues. Is the OBA, remember I say, we're going to be good to go if the OBA don't kick in. So the OBA kick in. That's all right, though. So we're back. We're going to move right along and we're going to continue giving you the backstory. So, here in St. Kitts and Nevis, there is this culture that if you speak against the powers that be, you bear the full brunt of their tyranny. And they seek to destroy you, be it financially and otherwise. And to be honest with you, I don't know when we're going to get out of this mind frame, when we're going to change our direction when it comes to the political tribalism. And it's even seeping into other industries. We know that it is contaminated the civil service to the hilt, from health go right down, and seeping into other industries, tourism, entertainment, even manufacturing. Because I remember there was a time when a gentleman was trying to get a job on the industrial side, and it is told that a prime minister called and said, not he, no hire he. But it is what it is. And so recently, we had the pandemic, and I, along with a few others, were the lone voices out there trying to defend the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we had to be forceful with these people because they were being forceful towards us. The things that they were saying, the way in which they were saying it, the tone in which they were using was nothing short of disrespectful. And there is this notion that you must just be patriotic. Just love your country and do whatever it is the people in power say must do. Nothing wrong with that. God bless them. But at some point in time, you got to say to yourself, bye, this shit ain't really working out, Rasta. Let's just be frank. And so what do you do from then? You either keep on fighting or you keep on taking the knockbout that you're getting. Well, we spoke up, and the establishment where I was working started getting pressure from the business community. Don't kid yourself in St. Kitts and Nevis. There is an elite class who basically running the affairs of this country. They control the ebb and flow of politics, and they control the ebb and flow of the economics. Bradshaw warned us about this long time ago, Don't ever allow the people who have economic power to get political power. And man no listen. Man and man get lulled to sleep by the chance of, we want to help you, we want to work for you. The people who you have now is a set of devils. Well, if that's be the case, you better we keep Douglas. Because nothing could be worse than what we got here right now. Nothing. We thought that Douglas was lie, but my God, I believe a team write the book on that day. And when the world is called up yonder, I believe God and the devil gonna fall out. Because it gonna be a big ding dong back and all about where part Timothy supposed to go. Whether he go in hell or he go in heaven. And me no believe the devil want he in hell. Because me no believe the devil gonna want a body down there who gonna upstage him. So me no believe down there here go. And I know for sure God no want him a walk on the streets of gold with the dirty foot. Trust me. And if he go either one, wherever he go, me no want go. People like Sylvine and so, if them not go heaven, me no want go heaven neither. God gonna find somewhere else to put me. Trust me. Me no want gonna part them to be. But anyhow, further on in the story, because time is moving along and we're not gonna be here for too long this evening. This is just an introduction into what we got coming in store. We got some great guest lineup for the next episode. We have a doctor who is practicing in the United States of America, my family, by the way. She has a PhD in trauma psychotherapy, and so we're going to be talking with her about mental health, because when you look at what's happening around the region, how these governments are behaving, the people are traumatized. They have isolated you from one another. They've taken away your privileges to move about. They've taken away entertainment from you. I mean, that is how some people get by on a daily basis, going by a bar and drinking a beer, Because some people married to some miserable people, He got some wife worse than the devil, Let me tell you a story. Remember the Bible tell you about Adam and Eve, right? Think about it. God make man, and then he make man fall asleep, and he take away both of him, and he make a woman for the man. He gave them one simple rule. Do not eat from the tree over there, so. Oh yeah? Don't eat from it. Alright. God gone back to do it here though. Guess who break God's rule? Me not call the name, but just guess. So if that person there who break God's rule, right, could defy God, the man will make everything. But who is man? So you understand why some man got to go by a bar and drink a beer and get drunk before they go home. You understand that? And he got some man that is walking demons. So you understand that why some Wives don't want to go home. And here comes entertainment. It fills a void and it keeps us going as a people facing our trauma. We are not a society that faces trauma very well. Most of us, including myself at one point in time, did not believe in therapy. And I'm going to make a true confession. Until I needed it, I went go check a therapist to get rid of some of the trauma and the baggage that I was walking around in order for me to exist. And I get a little better looking. Now you can't tell. I get a little better looking. Trust me. Back in 2018, 17, me not believe my skin in so nice. You see my skin now? And my eyebrow them are coming and so. Yeah, therapy helps. It brings back a peace of mind and it helps you to cope. So when Dr. Brown come in, we're going to talk about that. We also going to introduce you to a practicing physician who is here, who is offering her services free of charge. As a matter of fact, let me give her a little plug right now so that you can see who she is. She doesn't even know that I'm giving her this little plug, but anything to help the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I am definitely all for that. So there she is. I think I would have been in CFBC with this amazing young lady, and she is offering her services, mental health support, for free. So you can check that out. The number is there, 668-0101. If you need assistance, if you need that help, if you need just somebody to talk to, you know what I mean? We all need somebody to talk to, and we need people who ain't gonna carry business back on the road when we don't tell them. So check out Miss James and see if she could lend just a little bit of assistance to you to help you cope with what's happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis. The other thing I want to go to is entertainment. Remember I told you about the Dog and Pony show? That was the press conference put on by the Prime Minister, or the government of St. Kitts and Nevis rather. And the question was asked, what is the plan for entertainment? This is something that lots of people who are in the entertainment industry been asking for the longest while. What is the plan? When the question was asked in an NEOC briefing, Dr. Wilkinson get up. Everybody know who Dr. Wilkinson be. Let me show you who he be, since some I don't know. Dr. Wilkinson is the good gentleman who gets up in the NEOC briefing and says he'll let the government answer that one, but all he know, he's trying to keep people safe, so go on out and get vaccinated. That was his answer to what is the plan for entertainment. Thank you so much, Dr. Wilkinson, for that lovely answer. The question was also posed to the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, and his response to that question was, well, what is the plan being put forward by the people in entertainment for entertainment? Whereby where the ass are we like you for? And where the hell you appoint a killer entertainment minister? Now who do that there? But I am told, in all fairness to Miss Akila Nisbet Byron, our lovely Minister of Health and Entertainment, I am told that she's doing her utmost best to push entertainment, but she has a stumbling block in her way. I don't know what that stumbling block is. I'll find out eventually, and when I do find out, I will be assisting my good entertainment minister to get entertainment up and running. But that was the Prime Minister's response to the question, where is the plan? So, at the press conference, the question was put, what is the plan for entertainment? And our lovely, fabulous 40, Minister of Education and Health, not Education, Minister of Health and Entertainment, sorry, gets up and gives an answer that left me with a facial expression of, what the fuck? Serious? Well, for those of you who didn't hear what her response was, I'll give you a listen of that and let you hear from the horse's mouth what the plan is for entertainment in a St. Kitts and Nevis. Listen.
Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you very much for the question, Miss Burridge. About 2 months ago, the Ministry of Entertainment would have had some meetings with persons who work within or whose livelihood is affected by the entertainment industry, not just entertainers or event planners, but also persons who provide services such as lighting and sound, etc. Out of that meeting, we would have discussed ways in which we would be able to work together to safely resume events, including large events. From that, we would have had discussions with the CMO and the Ministry of Health to see the appetite for such the proposals or recommendations being put forward by persons within that space. We then would have had conversations with the police to get their input as well as it relates. Documents have been created with the recommendations, and they are currently before the task force for some more deliberations. Once we're able to meet with the task force and discuss the recommendations that are being placed before them for the reopening of the entertainment, we would then submit to Cabinet for final approval, and then we would have a better idea of exactly the time frame in which we're hoping to reopen. But we're hoping that soon enough we'll be able to have that discussion with the task force to get that rolling and moving. Thank you.
Everybody. Okay. I think we back up. We good to go now? Yeah, you look so. So, they said they don't hear nothing since the clip end. So let me go again. We gonna start over again. I want to see if I can remember everything what I say. My God. Refresh your page, people. Refresh your page. It is okay. Refresh your page. So, let's go again from top, right after the clip. Yeah, we're getting a little technical difficulties. This is the first time we're doing something like this. Well, me personally. So, we're trying to get this thing together. But anyhow, the Minister of Entertainment come and she say that the plan for entertainment is that there is a document 2 months old. Right? Are you follow me? 2 months old. And they're waiting on the police and the task force to have a discussion about it. That's the plan. Oh yeah? I say me ass. But every question that was put to them about anything in St. Kitts and Nevis, their response was, we would have. They never tell you what the plan is, what the outcome is, and what the plan forward going be. They always tell you, we would have. If them man did say, we would have one more time, I would have kicked off the monitor in Freedom Studio and jumped through the blasted window. And whatever happened out there happened. Because these people like they want to drive you crazy. And when you try to ask a question as to what the hell is happening, they say, oh yeah, we a break. We a work tirelessly. Or they ask how we hire you who do. When you go on your job and you're required to do certain things, you could tell the man who in charge, who looking for results, that you're working your ass off and you're tired. Results is what the hell we need. And if you ain't performing, you ask you send home. But no, we're rewarding these people. We're rewarding mediocrity in this damn place. Dr. Wilkinson, the chief, right? The chief say that coming off a CPL, because the question was put to him, do we have any incidents of corona coming out of CPL? The chief say, the chief say no. And he went on to laud the people for hosting a wonderful and great CPL. Let me congratulate them on hosting a wonderful and great CPL. Well, how do you ask he know? When we in St. Kitts and Nevis know that he got people in quarantine since the 30th of August waiting on results. But this man know CPL were just done a week or 2 weeks ago. He know for a fact that no cases can be attributed to CPL. When all we see pan TV and pan photograph that he had people in the CPL who know in a wearing a mask and who was partying to music. We sit down and we watch it. All the ministers' box, we see them up there sitting down having a grand time without mask. And at no time did the inspector, who now run in a St. Kitts and Nevis with a ticket book, a walk-in people bar and people club, a dish out ticket like that his life depended on it. When the man and man them in a shoot one another, me never see the inspector up and down with the ticket book yet. When man and man house a get robbed, when me boss a get robbed, me never see he come around yet. But now he up and down because he got little power to intimidate the bar owners them. Had a little meeting with them the other day. And they tell them in non-certain terms that them are the one who is responsible for the rise in the corona cases. Well, how do you ask he know that? When he got a backlog. When asked about the backlog, right? I want to read something to you from Bucky got it. Lord, I hope I could find it. The Ministry of Health addresses matter related to isolation and quarantine and management of cases. Mind you, listen the headline good. And I'm going to read the article to you, and when I'm done, you tell me if Ike wrong to be talking to these people, how would I talk to these people? I'm going to read the headline again. Ministry of Health addresses matters related to isolation, quarantine, and management of cases. Here what the article say. Like many other countries globally, St. Kitts and Nevis implemented isolation and quarantine measures to help protect the general public from exposure to people who have or may have contracted COVID-19. Against this backdrop, the Minister of Health, the Honorable Akila Byron Nisbet, addressed matters related to isolation, quarantine, and management of cases at the sitting of the National Assembly on September 30th. What are the matters? You got people in quarantine now who nearly a month can't get the results. They can't get no kind of response from the case managers. Them they say nobody call them. And when they call people, nobody answer the phone. This is the cry throughout the entire federation, right? This is the problem. Good. The article goes on to say, and this article is on Bucky Got It. As we are aware, number of cases continues to increase. This also means that the cadre of case managers will also be increased. What the fuck? So hold on. Increase it? So the case is going up, but the people to manage the cases ain't going up. Why are you going to kill the friggin' people them? Are you going to kill our nurse them? Are you going to kill all our healthcare workers them? Who work in their ass off without help, without overtime, without any kind of support from you? And then the Prime Minister goes on the press conference and boasts and say he done spent $38 million in health that he could have spent on housing, with a smile on his face. Papi Shaw, what do you ask that they mean? If the people who there are overworked, they got corona to deal with, and they still got other things to deal with. Well, are you going to kill our winners them, the man? Are you going to kill them? Boom. So, increase it. So, we move on. Mind you, she said she addressing the matters, but, increase it. It will be. So, it's a reaction. So, they can't see what's going on. It takes 2 months for them to realize that you need to increase the case managers and hire more people to manage the situation. It's going to take 2 months. Because that's what entertainment take 2 months to have a document, then waiting on the task force to discuss it. What they're busy doing, nobody has to do it. But anyhow, we're moving right along. The thing goes on to say, we currently have seven case managers in St. Kitts. That number will be increased to 10. An extra 3, Niagara, to manage the COVID cases then. Pay attention, people, because this is the bullshit that we're talking about all the time. There are currently 3 in Nevis, and this number will remain the same for now. That's how our lovely, fabulous party address the matters them. What the ass is this? Anyhow, each case will be contacted by his or her case manager. However, each case is advised to maintain constant contact with the assigned case manager to help prevent deterioration in medical conditions. What? What the fuck that got to do with anything? The people them say they can't get nobody on the phone. How the hell are they saying continuous contact with the case managers when the case managers ain't enough? There was a lady who was in she closet saying that she been calling and nobody answered the phone. But she said they should. Cause that's how we're supposed to work. But the reality is something else different. All now the minister ain't address the reality. Now, who wanna call me a hater, go right ahead and call me a hater. But who else you supposed to talk about? Who's supposed to fix this shit? Ain't the ministry supposed to provide the necessary support for any ministry to function? Ain't you supposed to provide personnel and provide the things that they need to do their job properly? That you work. Timothy said he spent $38 million. Say Timothy spent $38 million. Well, why you not hire more people who manage the case then? What you do with the $38 million? But anyway, the $38 million is good headline. We're moving right along because we are almost at the time. We don't want to be here for too long. The article goes on to say, so if you start to feel worse while you're in quarantine, we are asking you to reach out to your case manager who would be able to assist you with medical response to help prevent you from getting to a point of being severe, she added. Minister Byron Nisbet said that the stricter measures will be implemented to ensure that the same information is disseminated to the general public to avoid any misconception. What the fuck that they really mean? But what that they mean? What that they really mean? How does this article help anybody who was in quarantine since the 30th of August? This is now, I think the person came out yesterday. Yesterday was what, the first? The second. The person in quarantine since the 30th of August, 14 days on gone, and a person just a come out of quarantine. And then when you look across the narrows, our beloved Premier, Mark Brantley, went up to the UN. He flew back in, spent 4 days in a quarantine because he's fully vaccinated, mind you. A better human than us all. Fully vaccinated. And he spent 4 days in there. He get back his tests and he get back whatever in 4 days. So if Mark Brantley could get you in a 4 days, well, why the ass a woman had to be in quarantine since the 30th of August and get out the 2nd of October? Something wrong in the system. How the hell does what the minister say in parliament help the situation there? Think about it logically. Let's get real. How does that, what she just said in a parliament, help the situation? How does that give a solution? How does that help somebody who been in there, can't get no test? And we hear in the choir every day. And I telling people, talk your story. What the hell else they could do you? You can't get no letter to send to your job to say that you in quarantine. And so you come back out and you're not sure if you had a job. When you do come back out, the first thing the job asks you if you're vaccinated. And if you're not vaccinated, dog better than you. So no matter which way you turn, a pure knock boat you get. And all we've been asking the powers that be is to take up all your ass and do the work we man pay you for. The plan for entertainment is a 2-month-old document waiting on the task force for discussion. In the meantime, nobody are playing no music. In the meantime, nobody are keeping a party. And if anybody do keep a little party and the cases go up, we are being blamed for it. CPL, who had thousands of people going and coming every single day for 2 weeks straight with party up there, no mask, ain't had no cases. But a little bar, chukwe down the road, who can't have no man 20 people in the bar, is responsible for the spike in cases. You don't see that stick up the finger for every time they open their mouth. It don't make no damn sense. What the hell they so busy do? Mind you, Dr. Wilkinson said that they were busy keeping us safe. That's what he said. They were busy keeping us safe. But now that the case is going up, is we to blame. Them man ain't keeping us safe no more. They medal. What medal? What kind of medal they get? The medal. What's the name? Now medal be, some shit. Timothy give them in when it was 2020 independence. When he had Mosiboa 4 or 5 cases, Timothy give them star and merit for the great work in the face of a pandemic. And now man up to 1,000 cases. You know them no more. How we fault. But by just do all your side, I do all the time we keep how we safe. And we got the highest vaccination rate in the Caribbean. And this is what we got. Anyway, I'm going to take a look at some of the comments. People put their hand over their face. But
This is what's happening. This is what they're telling us. And when you talk about it, man and man vex with you. So what the hell you supposed to do? It appears that the government ain't together. They know what they're doing. And when you talk and you try to suggest to them how we could help, how we could come together as a nation to get this shit fixed, it's like they don't want your help. Because as far as they're concerned, oh, you ain't with us. You talk bad about the government, so we don't want to hear nothing from you. And in the meantime, the shit show continues in all its splendor. And every chance they get, they tell you that, no worry, we are doing well, but the cases are up, but we are doing well. Timothy get up twice, back-to-back press conferences, the man get up and tell us that fishery is doing better than it's ever have done in the history of the country. Man catch more fish. Man grow more crops. $30-something million for farmers. And when you talk to the farmers, and the farmers say, what do you have to talk about? Not how we. Maybe the money went somewhere, but not to how we. But anyway, they said I produce more crops. They said I catch more fish. The man even went as far as the construction industry booming right now. Because only one set of people are built. And only one set of people get the work with the back and the thing them and so. So you boom some, but you not boom all. Then he come and he give away a figure where he done quote since last time he quote the figure. They say the most people contributing to social security ever in the history. And a whole entire industry now work. Tourism now work. Entertainment now work. Services now work. But this man want to try to convince Sawi that more and more people paying into social. But he asked that period. Remember one going up is Bush how we used to pay. So what I pay in Bush? When we want to see what go on in social security with the numbers them. And when you point out these shit, man works with you. I didn't want to rant or ponder tonight, because I don't tell myself that I wasn't going to keep up no lot of long talk with people no more, because it's like people in St. Kitts and Nevis like not both. I want to paint your picture. Anybody has a sibling. It could be a boy, it could be a girl, but this is most of a girl. And don't take it as being sexist or anything like that. If you feel that I'm being sexist, I could tell you about your mother, but I ain't gonna do it right now. So, just get that out your mind. If you're easily offended, you ain't supposed to be here. You have this sibling. Everybody appears to love this sibling. They mingle well with the upper echelon, the people in the church, the big business people, them. Everybody seems to love them. They know how to blend in with society. They don't do well with the ghetto people. Mind you, if it suits their purpose, they would say that they're from the ghetto, they're from humble beginnings. But they have this kind of thing about them that they're not of your ilk. But when it suits them, they could say that they're from humble beginnings. This sibling, you know better that this sibling is conniving, vindictive, and lie bad. Would even go as far as to thief and then accuse you of being the thief and let you bear the full brunt of it. This is the characteristics of a political party in St. Kitts and Nevis. Which party? You decide for yourself. I'll tell you in a different episode which political party or parties that is. The driving force behind these political parties is a group of people who are millionaires. They got a lot of money. They've made a lot of money from the government. And these people are the ones who are controlling the ebb and the flow of things in St. Kitts and Nevis. Just look around and you see what's going on. The nepotism will stare you dead in your face. The corruption will stare you dead in your face. And you can't say nothing about it because the first thing they're going to tell you, oh, it not happen to the doggy too. So, you got to bear the full brunt of whatever it is to come. And if people in St. Kitts and Nevis saying wake up, or you're going to slide further and further down the poverty line. These rich people taking this pandemic thing as an opportunity to get richer, you know. This thing is about money, you know. At the end of the day, it's dollars and cents. And if you ain't a mover and shaker, dog eat your supper. So I'm telling the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, or you can continue to be naive, or you got to open your eyes and you got to realize this thing ain't even about Pam and labor no more. It's about the rich and the poor. It always has been about the rich and the poor, because you got some labor people stinking rich and they got the same mentality as the rich Pam people. Me not ask you, me tell you. And the quicker somebody realize that and stop holding on to these latter political ties and wake up and realize that he's rich against poor, or you're going to forever be in the same quandary. But anyhow, we want to end on a lighter and a funny note. I wasn't going to talk about vaccines and corona, but I had to talk about it. Why? Because all around the world you see people getting the hammer for this vaccine. Recently I read an article where in a state in America they're now telling you that you have to pay is $100 or $200 if your spouse home ain't vaccinated. So if you walk in here and your man or your husband home ain't vaccinated, you gotta pay $200. So if I want to pay the $200 there, your man home gonna get vaccinated, or your woman home gonna get vaccinated. So why they pushing this thing on people so? If I got a headache, nobody need to tell me that I need to take a paracetamol. Or take some Motrin, 800 milligrams. Nobody need to tell me that. Nobody needs to tell me that. So why the hell they pushing this thing so? That is the question. And you have supposedly people who are so intelligent, went to college. Look, let me tell you something. If going to university and UWI and all these prestigious college mean that I gonna eventually behave like how Keith Rowley, Ralph Gonzalez, Gaston Brown, Timothy Harris, if that means that me gonna have to behave like them there and say the kind of fuck with them man that say, well, me glad me went to university, you know. CFB is good enough for me, and me no want to go a step further. The other was contemplating about doing another degree online, but I changed my mind. When you have a man with a PhD in accounting talking the kind of fuck you hear talk, but I mean I want to go college. I listening to now, see who are yourself.
The virus is alive and roaming, ready to find the unvaccinated to kill. Fuck. What do you think?
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little lighter note. They say the virus is alive and roaming, searching for the unvaccinated to kill. Nobody asked me. Man, this any kind of this is the kind of shit the man you talk who went college by. Remember one of we deaths we had in St. Kitts and Nevis, the woman was fully vaccinated, you know. And I'm sorry I have to speak like this about the healthcare system and my good nurses and doctors, please forgive me. But the reality is the reality. And I'm not blaming you guys, because last time I went to the hospital for a little chest inflammation, that time things were booming and I was lifting up a lot of speaker. And I swear to God I was having a heart attack. And I said, me ass. I saw me going to do buy, and it just come down the steps from the radio station, jump in my bus, and me chest in a kill me. I said, buy not a fuck me, I did say, you know. Me drive went up the hospital, I me said, me net watch. I have this saying, right, that even if I stump me to, I prefer to catch a plane and go say Martin than to go up JNF. Because we all know what happened up there. Time I was up JNF, you know, a man up there break his hand waiting in the room, you know. The man break his hand in the waiting room waiting for somebody to tend to him. And the man pass out from being in pain before somebody could come and tend to him. And he had when you come in the hospital and you take a left, the room there, sir, to go in there, he had no sit down there with a magazine and the man there with the handbrake. And the man passed out from pain. I said me ass. But anyhow, me got to the hospital, you know. And the nurses up there by they look after me by. They were so pleasant. Mainly because of the EK. But it shouldn't have to be. Everybody who go to the hospital is supposed to get the same attention and the same care. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't even think that we politicians don't go up the hospital. I believe them and they fly out. Or they go to a hotel and let a doctor or somebody come check them. I believe them and they go to the hospital. But we done had 3 successive governments. One was 15, one was 20. Somebody abused me there and tell me, you're in a damn place because a lot was done for healthcare and the labor. Okay, cool, God bless all you. But do we have machines up there that work in? They say the X-ray machine broke down. People want MRI left, right, and center. A friend of mine said she wanted the MRI in, I think it was August. She had to wait until the middle of September for a booking to go to the monkey farm. And man take up millions of dollars. He said he spent $38 million in healthcare. And yet still nurses up there ain't got certain equipment that they need to look after people. Fox Rogers' mother dead in a back room. Fox reached back up the hospital the next morning and his mother dead in a back room. Who you gonna blame? The nurses? You can't blame the nurses them. Overworked, underpaid. Not enough equipment to do their job. But yet still Timothy want to convince me that he spent $38 million in healthcare. Well, boy, what do you ask your boy with it? You could show me the boy with it? I went to do some research, my lads, for MRI machine. An MRI machine you could get made in China. In the factory where they don't make everything in China. A good MRI machine will cost you, if you get it, if you negotiate it properly, if you negotiate it to a broker, you could get a damn good MRI machine for at least $900,000 US. $1 million, $1 million, $2 for an MRI machine to put in the hospital. A CAT scan machine, maybe about the same thing. I went go look. And you mean to tell me all the money why we not getting CBI and the labor? Them man could not buy an MRI machine and put it up in the hospital? When me ask how come that no do, somebody tell me, oh, the person say that he only gonna get used once a year. Say me ass. So when people got to catch plane, go Antigua and St. Martin and Barbados, go do MRI and so, go see specialists and so. Them the only once a while. Man and man, they do promotion to raise funds for people to go overseas to get medical care. So what do you say we do ya? And God bless me good friend Dr. Martin, and God knows I love him. He's a very good man. He tried to convince me that we healthcare system good. But really? And we not got certain equipment, and we ain't got certain specialists in St. Kitts and Nevis? That we got to go seek medical attention in the US and seek medical attention this place and that place? Dr. Drew is a specialist. And look how they treat the man there just because of politics. Because he dare say labor. Look how they treat the man there. I hear a dentist abused the other day. So how come a dentist ain't a part of the task force? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Mr. Gill says the government control and government run healthcare is always the worst. Privatized healthcare is the best. Well, but you got enough people with money who start a private hospital, you know why we do. But I wasn't supposed to run like this tonight, but I wasn't too satisfied with how we got started tonight. I gotta be frank and I gotta be honest. I gotta be real. So, abusing is my best therapy. But anyway, people, we're going to wrap it up very, very, very shortly. In the next episode, like I said, we're going to have other guests. We're going to have more interaction with you, the people out there, taking your comments and, of course, taking your telephone calls. So this was just my first out of the gate dry run. Hope you enjoyed it. don't forget you can become a sponsor. I even forget to tell her how I could donate to me. But I'm going to tell her now that, because a little sugar cake got to run to order to keep this thing up and popping. So, for those of you who may want to donate to us here at Let's Get Real, because we have some people who really assisted me with this whole production tonight. I got to big up Hungry Frog for doing all my artwork and my posters. I got to big up my good partner. He might not want me call him name because I don't want him lose no work. I got to big up Right Hand come by my place. I hope call me tell you want to bring nobody up. Anyway, but that's a different story. I got to big up my partner in the United States as well. When he saw that I was about to do this, he said, "What is your one?" And me just send him the list out or so. And he man buy everything on the list and send them down. Customs nearly kill me. But we give thanks for that still. So for those of you who may want to just give a little donation just to keep this thing popping and keep on the lights them, because eventually I'm going to be using some current and may want my landlord watch me sideways. So until I finish building my own house sometime later this year, this is how things going to have to be. So if you want to give a little contribution, there's the PayPal links, Wheelwright EK. For those of you in St. Kitts, you want to hit me up with a little bit of JAD. That's user 145535. We also get Cash App. We sorting out some Cash App. I got a good link there. My woman in New York set me up with a little Cash App vibes there, so don't tell nobody I say so. But yeah, so if you want to donate to us, that's the way to do it. If you also want to become a sponsor, we have packages that are available for you to check out and see if you would want to advertise with us here at Let's Get Real. The packages are very attractive, if you ask me, because we're reaching lots and lots and lots of people. We're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Big up the technical team for that. You can hit me up on WhatsApp 663-2354, a direct call 764-6555. You can shoot me an email at letsgetrealnow21@gmail.com if you want to inquire about our advertising packages. If you just want a one ad spot, you can do so. If you want to become a monthly sponsor, there are packages available, the platinum packages, the gold package, the silver package, and the bronze package. Right there on your screen, you can shoot me an email if you want to negotiate. We'd greatly appreciate that. The reason why I put that up is because we need support. In order to keep this thing going, you need some kind of financial support. And let me tell you why I say so, because this is Let's Get Real. Because I dare to speak up on behalf of people who don't have voices against the powers that be, I have suffered greatly financially. Certain things I'm excluded from because I'm on the radio, as they say, beating and bashing and abusing, because we want them to get right. We want them to get it right. The problem I have with St. Kitts people is that when you tell them that something is wrong and it needs fixing, instead of putting their efforts to getting it fixed, they take that effort and begin to formulate, to scheme, and to plot how to kill you, either financially or physically. Tarnish your name, break you down, pull you down to your knees so that you stop talk, instead of diverting those same energies to fixing the problem. And then you have some big stone supporters who rally around that foolishness and praise up mediocrity. The Timogirls them, the Dougie lovers them, the Mark Brantley lovers them. We politicians, every time you ask them a question, they hit you with the tagline. So, Mark Brantley, what is the plan for Nevis and Nevis economy to diversify it and, bring more investment and more jobs to the island of Nevis? Well, clearly, we are doing our best, and, we do what we can for Little Nevis. And, in the face of the pandemic, we have to be forthright and forthcoming, and a lot of colorful words. And at the end of that, hit you with a tagline. We're going to ignore the noise and keep the momentum. Boy, what the fuck you just say? What did you just say? When you asked Timothy anything? Well, if you look at what happened in the former administration with Dr. Douglas, and he going to tell you about all what Douglas do. And unity came because of God in a 2015 stronger, safer future. What the fuck kind of plan is that? Whenever you ask them what the hell is the plan, how do you intend to diversify, how do you plan we would have stronger, safer future, ignore the noise, keep the momentum. Amen, that's it. And people jump up out their seat and say, hip hip hooray! God bless our leader. Next Gen SKN, yeah, hip hip hooray! Well, to be truthful, if you take up the Next Gen manifesto and you read it, you could see that he had some plans in there. You could see that he had a little, something in there. The man tell you plain how they're going to do it and how they're going to achieve it. But this set what we got here, stronger, safer future, ignore the noise, keep the momentum. That's it. No matter where you ask them, it always come back to Douglas' fault, somebody else's fault, and stronger, safer future. And somebody get up and clap and say, hip hip hooray. Great answer. I could recall, a woman give me some word during the election. Tell me how ugly. She went as far as tell me that my children no belongs to me. Your children, you what? I'll let you go just now. They tell me children minds. And then here what? An issue that we raised on the radio station about a particular ministry needing technical support and financial support in order to function properly and some clear vision. Because there was a lack of that, she now faced a problem personally. And she picked up the phone and she called me because she want me go up on the radio to talk about it. When she done abuse me, who the same politician them? So them they get in and them they no fix it, the problem still remains. People that talk about the legal system, the financial system, the education system, everything need fixing. And when you raise these issues, Manama works with you. People hope I had enough, because I've had enough. I'm going back now to take a look at all this and see how we can improve and get better and keep the momentum. Tifa tagline. Keep the momentum so that we can look forward to a stronger, safer future and stop rewarding these bloody imbeciles with the mediocrity. I was going to play the video with Miss Fabulous Fartino, but I don't want a copyright infringement because you got music in there from other people. Miss Fabulous Farty says she's standing up for entertainment. She's celebrating creatives. Creatives ain't work since March. And she give one of them or two a little piece of work. God bless them. I glad no ask that Desi Bone get a little work because the woman they don't work no ass. The woman they don't put she all into entertainment and creatives. So it's about time she gets some recognition. So I'm glad for that. But at the same time, you got some of them out there nah work and nah give nothing. They want you to shake up things in the ministry and tell Timothy, give you the money, give you the support so that you could look out for the people them. Because here what? Me EK say, if me got to go about and bat with you to make sure that entertainment gets the kind of attention and respect that it need, me do it. And who want to say me no real labor man could go right ahead because they don't give two rats ass at this point. Because I'm going to do a special edition just for labor people, and I believe when I'm done with that, you know, I don't want to talk to me again. But I'm going to save that for a later episode. But people, I want to thank you so much for sticking around and tuning in tonight and for lending the support and keep supporting. I want to big up the technical team again and all who assisted me with getting this thing off the ground. We're going to try and be here 8 o'clock every Sunday night, tackling different issues, not just politics alone. We're going to talk a little bit of music, talk a little bit of society, culture, you name it. We're going to talk it. We're going to be having guests as well. So, yeah, just stay tuned and keep supporting. And we are going to be leaving you at this point in time. Thanks again. Big up again to the technical team. I can't say big up enough, but blessed love and good night.